Now that's a name. Everyone, this is Nikachu, and I am here with my brother. I am the Merfolk Master and Pro Player with the Master of Commentating. We're here to play Tropical Aggro Folk in Modern, but before we get into that, we're going to thank our sponsor, the Manabase.com. Oh, if you want to dive deep into Standard, you go check out Spencer Howland's Constructed Criticism on the Manabase.com, your home base for everything Magic the Gathering. So I consulted the shareholders of Patreon, and they said, "All right, we're gonna play Tropical Merfolk. We're gonna keep this." I rolled a 1. My opponent rolled a 4, because they're better at rolling than me.
Because all good corporations only yield to the opinion of the shareholder.
Yeah, that's right. Oh no! It's gonna be one of these games. It's gonna be one of these games. Could be dead people. Goodbye, Ether Vial. It's a gamble. If we rip a land, we're in good shape. His hand's gas. His hand would be super gas if we were on the play. Super gas. That sucks. Our poor 18 land deck. Poor 18 lands. We're going to take damage. I guess we can start with Kumena. We can outclass or not outclass, but yeah, we'll go with Kumena. It can It can hold its ground against a Scavenging Ooze, or at least attack into it. Next turn, we'll want Curse Catcher to help us play around Kolaghan's Command. Can't stand up to a Tarmogoyf. That's a big boy. Oh yeah? You got a Tarmogoyf? I got a Curse Catcher. Go get him, Curse Catcher. I know you can do it. You have my blessing. You have my blessing, Curse Catcher.
You have my support.
Yeah. So, this is a good thing to discuss. A lot of people think like one land hands with Ether Vial are bad. They're actually really good. I mean, even against a deck like this, a Jund, they're very, very good. I mean, some games you do lose like this, but there's other games where we rip the land on the second land drop, or on our second turn, and then we just had like a handful of gas, you know? Well, we could have used this earlier. But you know what? We're not going to complain. But what do we do? I could play Mistbinder. I'm going to cut our opponent off red. I don't think adding to the board is going to help a whole lot. It might, but I'm going to be a little bit more greedy. And we need to draw into a third land anyway. Get Wire Trap Weaver on the board. It could help. Hopefully this cuts our opponent off of Bloodbraid Elf. Jund's back, people. This is the wrong time for Tropical Merfolk, that's for sure. The good thing about Kumena Speaker is it can hold its own against a Liliana the Veil. I mean, Liliana the Last Hope. I have a feeling we're going to see the elf that blood braids. Huntmaster? No. Alright. Here comes Bloodbraid Elf. What kind of lemon are you gonna hit? Are you gonna hit Are you gonna hit at all? You're gonna hit Kolaghan's Command? Oh, that's pretty good. And you would have had Revolt for Master of Waves too. Well, this position's pretty good. Bloodbraid Elf 1000% is gonna stay in Modern. It's just a 4-mana Cascader. It's not that big of a deal. Looked pretty good that turn. But only because we didn't do anything. Magic's pretty easy when your opponent doesn't draw lands. Pretty easy. They activated Liliana the other way around. They got a Tarmogoyf. Tarmogoyf. Wowee! I don't have time for you. Well, we can bounce the Tarmogoyf. Is Tarmogoyf going to get bounced? And we can block the Bloodbraid Elf. A lot of people ask, like, is Tidebinder Mage going to see a comeback? It might. It might. But enough of these like, green has to come back in a big way. Like, Harbinger of the Tide still too good against humans. I don't know if that deck is going to die or not. Harbinger great against Eldrazi-tron. We have to be sure that Affinity, Eldrazi-tron, Death and Taxes, Eldrazi Taxes, and humans are going to disappear as a result of all these decks. If they do, then we might be making a switch for Tidebinder Mages. And also there needs to be a lot of green decks popping up. Oh boy. By the way, the odds of us winning this are 0%. There's nothing we can draw to get us out of this. Our opponent might have an emergency and have to leave.
Yeah, medical emergency.
Yeah, medical emergency. This might not even be worth showing. And here's another problem. Like, we don't have Master of Waves in this deck. Well, sorry, we don't have it in the main deck. This is the power of the attrition-based matchups. I guess you can add that, like, Inquisition, like, you have more one-land file hands, and I guess your odds of recovering from them are even lower than usual because of the nature of these attrition-based decks. Did you make me discard cards? No. Put the top 2 cards of your library into your graveyard, then you may return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Alright. Oh, I'm gonna show off how I can block. They thought I didn't know how to do this. Little did they know that I did. They still have this Tarmogoyf in their hand. What are you gonna do with Tarmogoyf? This whole series just might be showing why, like, the aggro version of Tropical Merfolk has no damn chance, and that I have to keep sideboarding into a normal version of Merfolk. Okay, what do you have here? You have Terminate. That's actually important to know because, well, yeah, it's important to know. I've seen a lot of lists play Dreadbore in order to attack Jace. Dreadbore is Terminate, but at sorcery speed, but it can kill Planeswalkers. So there is actually some reason to keep playing on, even though you know you're dead, just to learn, like, what is your opponent's deck all about.
And to drain their clock.
And to drain their clock. We are ahead on time. So let's see if our opponent will show us any more cards out of their deck. I don't think there's anything else we could really learn. Terminate instead of Dreadbore. Or maybe they're playing both, I don't know. Or maybe they never played against Jace yet. So they don't know that they're in trouble yet. I'll tell you what, Bloodbraid, if I'm going down, you're going down with me. This is all your fault. You wouldn't be playing this deck if it wasn't for Bloodbraid Elf. Let's be serious. Okay, let's begin sideboarding. Let's do the same damn thing we did in the other ones. Okay, because we have... no, this is a very important lesson to learn here. Normally we shave Vile in these attrition-based matchups to increase the threat density of our deck. But when we're playing with 18... I want to say you want to shave down to 20 to 21 mana sources. We already have 18... We only have 18 lands in our deck, which is lower than usual. Which means we cannot take out all the Ether Vials. Because if we take out all the Ether Vials, then we're only going to have 18 lands in the deck. We can't cast anything. We're going to constantly mulligan. We're going to constantly have one land hands that just get run over by some normal curve out of, like, two-drop creatures. We can't win like that. We need to keep So what I'm going to do is I have 22 mana sources in this deck. We have 18 lands, 4 vials. I'm going to take out 1 Ether Vial, and that's it. And we're going to keep the Ether Vials against the attrition-based deck. And it's going to be fine. It's going to be just fine. Oh, sorry. Okay, so everything I just said, I forgot. I have Tectonic Edges in my sideboard. So everything I just said is garbage. Bringing in those Tectonic Edges.
Gotta stay on your toes in this class.
Yeah. Well, okay, if I didn't have those Tectonic Edges, that's what you would do. You would keep, especially with such a low land count, I would have 21 mana sources with 3 Ether Vials. 21 lands is a nice number to have. Bring in the Master Rays, bring in the Kiras, bring in the Relics. Relics are great. Take out... I have to bring something else back in. I would bring in a Negate. That's all we need. Maybe one more Negate. Whatever. Or maybe Commander Speaker? Commander Speaker's not that bad. Commander Speaker overloads Liliana the Veil. It's more to have 1-drops. Shout out to A&W, they're great. Had some of their onion rings today. I feel good. I ate their onion rings and I'm like, damn, it's time to make a video. Is that how you felt too?
No.
I'd love to go first. Hand is perfect. The only unfortunate thing about Bloodbraid Elf is it's outside the range of our Spreading Seas targets because of it's outside the range of the Spreading Seas targets because we're usually hitting black sources. They only need 1 red, 1 green. It's hard to mana screw them off of both. Hard to mana screw them off of both. Shock yourself. And they're going to hit one of the Spreading Seas. If they don't touch either of the Spreading Seas, I would be very surprised. And so the hope is that Spreading Seas and Tectonic Edge will synergize to really screw them over. That's the dream. Let's see if dreams come true. You better be prepared for bad things to happen. What if I draw if I draw another Botanical Sanctum next turn? This would be awful. So let's play this. I don't think there's any chance I'm going to attack with the Mutavault next turn. Let's begin by mana screwing our opponent. Because if I draw a Botanical Sanctum, I have to play it. Now I expect our opponent to play a Tarmogoyf or an Ooze. That's what happens usually. Well, they might have Bob. This deck doesn't do very well against Bob because I have no Dismember. Dismember might come back because it's just a really good 1-card answer against all this silly Jund stuff. Jund wasn't really popular, so I didn't really have to care about Dismember. Watertrap Weaver was stealing the show. Oh, it's Ooze. It's an Ooze.
That card sucks. It's junk. Get it out of there.
Ooh, Silvergill Adept. You know what? I'm not worried about it. Let's play our Watertrap Weaver. Maybe this leaves me vulnerable to like Kolaghan's Command. Hit the Weaver, hit the Relic. Would not be pleasant. So you can make an argument to play Silvergill Adept instead. It's hard to tell. Our opponent is in position to play Liliana the Last Hope, which would kill the Silvergill Adept. I'm just doing this in such a way so that if I draw a 4th land, I can play Silvergill Adept and Master of the Pearl Trident on the same turn. And maybe we can actually get in for some beats. Because Scavenging Ooze is incapacitated. It's passed out. It's been doing a lot of drinking.
It's drunk.
It's drunk. That's right. Somehow it gains life, though, when it drinks.
Like
It gets
alcoholics.
Yeah, it's all psychological, though. They think they get stronger. Another Scavenging Ooze. Well, what do you know? Another Water Trap Weaver. What do you know? If you have Maelstrom Pulse, you're gonna make me angry. So we're gonna play the Water Trap Weaver game. It's a fun game. It's called Tap Your Guy Down over and over again. Frost Lynx is back. At some point, I might just end up playing like Master of the Pearl Trident and attacking for a billion. Now I've got to be careful with Relic. If my opponent decides to kill a Water Trap Weaver at end of turn, I'm going to want to save... Or I guess I'm just going to want to Relic myself immediately. I have to be careful now with these Scavenging Oozes. I can't just randomly Relic, because I might want to Relic myself in response to, like, Scavenging Ooze trying to do something. Trying to get frisky. No! Don't! Oh! You only have one of these in your deck. But somehow you always have them.
It's alright, you got one more in your hand.
It could have been worse, yeah, sure. Oh, that's interesting. No, I can't take advantage of this. Damn. Well, if you're going to do it like that, I can respond to the Ooze activation. In fact, I don't have to do anything at all. Just going to do nothing. I'm going to take 2 damage. Silvergill and this. So we have to rebuild our board. I guess I'll show Silvergill. I mean, I'll show the Curse Catcher, because I might play it.
Land.
Especially if I draw land. I do draw the land. Fetch for an island. Now I'm fetching right now, so if I play Curse Catcher, then my opponent... Or actually, maybe I didn't have to fetch preemptively. Maybe that was not important. I'm scared of having to... I was concerned about fetching, and then in response they do something, but I guess there's nothing they can do. Not a big deal. Whatever. Curse Catcher. Go. And so here are these games where if we top deck Master Waves, it's over. Like, Master of Waves will win by itself. Ugh, doesn't show me which one's targeted right now. Oh, I chose the wrong one! Oh, I put my cursor over the wrong creature. Well, in that case, we're just cracking it all. I screwed up. So that's what I'm doing.
You took something from your own graveyard? Or?
Oh, I took all the graveyards.
Oh,
they all went down. Yeah, I tried to take something from my own graveyard. It was maybe for the best. Liliana. Which is... I love how my opponent's tapping out with a forest up, because that forest is worthless. Goodbye, Curse Catcher. Curse Catcher might not be worthless, actually, because if my opponent plays, for example... Bloodbraid Elf into a removal spell, then Curse Catcher can counter that. Oh yeah, I take the damage. And maybe I kill you. So we can play Water Trap Weaver and Lord of Atlantis. Or something. I can play Master of the Pearl Trident. I can play Lord. Okay, 100% I'm playing this Lord. 1000%. Don't have to think about it. You have to kill Liliana. So the other option I have is to attack with this Mutavault and attack my opponent and try to win next turn, I believe. We put him down to 9, and I'll have lethal on the board. If I play this Cavern of Souls Water Trap Weaver, will I also still have lethal on the board? Probably.
Can it be used to tap down Liliana or no?
Hmm?
Can Water Trap tap down Liliana or no?
No. Only creatures.
Can't copy Liliana.
Can't do anything to Liliana. I wouldn't mind having this Cavern in my hand for Kolaghan's Command, I guess. Oh, that's a card I could try to play around. I could play the Cavern of Souls, play around Kolaghan's Command. And I would have 4, 10... Another Edict. Yeah, let's play around that, Merfolk. Let's play around a Kolaghan's Command. I don't know what the odds are of our opponent having that, but... We play around actually a lot of removal spells by having 2 lords on the battlefield, so this seems fine. And I will kill Liliana. And next turn we can, even if they kill 1 lord off, we are attacking with a decent chunk of creatures next turn. Another interesting idea was to just play 1 lord and attack with Silvergill and Mutavault at our opponent and leave the Liliana on the board. If our opponent plays Maelstrom Pulse on the Spreading Seas, we can still play Water Trap Weaver on the ooze that's bigger.
The Secret of the Ooze.
Yeah, Secret of the Ooze. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2.
TMNT, more like MTGO.
Okay, so Spreading Seas is... Sorry. Spreading Seas is destroyed by Maelstrom Pulse. But we got Water Trap Weaver here, people. Oh god, we've got Master of Waves now. Oh, has the Master arrived?
I think so. What's he gonna do?
Fatal Push it.
Oh, he's got the 1 black mana, yeah.
It's one... not yet, though. Can't Fatal Push it now. Fatal Push it when they get Revolt. So what's the safe thing we could do? We could Water Trap Weave, Scavenging Ooze, and then attack with Silvergill Adept and the Mutavault. Could Fatal Push this, block this, this thing dies. I lose a lot of stuff, but I get to keep the Master Waves in hand.
Do it.
Or I just play Master Waves, you just Fatal Push one thing, I get a billion tokens, and I force you to win next turn. That's actually fair. Okay, if we can't win this turn, so let's force our opponent to do something about this. Sorry, we can't win this turn. Or I don't think we can win this turn. I mean, I'm not going to attack with my lords. Let's put our opponent in a position that they have to deal with this Master of Waves. I'm not attacking with anything because if they block with an ooze, then they'll get Revolt.
Which would be revolting.
Here's a line. They play Liliana. They Edict, targeting themselves. Lose a Scavenging Ooze. That's a line.
Lose the ooze.
Ooze, there's Bloodbraid Elf. So, Fatal Push not going to do it. Kitchen Finks, interesting draw. Gain some life. Put up a blocker. But I believe we're going to kill them. I believe we have more attackers than they have blockers.
Simple mathematics.
Simple mathematics. Grade 3. They say this game is for like ages 7 and up, I think. I'm totally wrong about that, probably. Someone's yelling at me in the comment section.
You can hear it already.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Do I need to do anything? They have 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is my largest. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 12. This is lethal. What if they have Slaughter Pact? Which they probably don't do, but what if they do? So hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 12, 15 damage.
Have something now. 15
damage. I sort of don't want to show them that I have Water Trap Weaver, even though they know I have. Oh no! This game had Water Trap Weavers. Okay, forget it. Forget it for everything I just said. Okay, boom, Water Trap Weaver. But it looks like we don't even need it, and none of this stuff has like First Strike or anything like that. We're going to game 3, people.
Resignation in 3, 2.
Yep. Nikachu wins. Sorry, guys. Sorry, you're on the bench. I know. I benched you.
It's just not their game, that's all.
This is a terrible showing for the aggro version of Tropical Merfolk. You'll have your day in the sun when we play against Tron or Eldrazi Tron, I promise. Or even maybe humans or something. Lords are fine against humans. Affinity. I have nothing for Affinity. The main deck is what it's going to be against Affinity.
Blue needs artifact destroying cards.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. There's a lot of people that agree with you. Give us something. I think it would be even fair that blue had something like tap target artifact. It doesn't untap anymore. Something like that. It doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. That would be a fair blue card. It's not like actual removal. Although it doesn't deal with Ensnaring Bridge at all. Sorry. We don't want this card. Don't print it, Wizards. I don't care anymore. Go ahead. Back up, back up. We'll keep this.
The presses.
Yeah, forget it. I take it back. Again, I think we need mana. So I'm not going to crack Scalding Tarn. Like, we need at least some mana. Oops. Merfolk. The Relic of the Progenitus. Literally a relic of it. I didn't know the Progenitus could draw. Such an artist he is. Or she. Or it.
Can't be too presumptuous.
Yeah, that's right. There's like so many heads.
Yeah, could be all 3.
A gender for each head. Ooh, not doing anything. So here's the situation. If I had more lands, I would just pass the turn over and over again, but I don't have more lands. So we're going to have to do something. We're going to have to exhaust the removal. Let's start with Harbinger of the Tides. You're just an idiot anyway. No one loves you, Harbinger.
What? There it goes.
Yeah. You see, if I have more mana, I can pass back. I know they have removal, and I'll just pass back and forth until they tap out to do something, and then we'll do something. But whatever. And I'll wait till the end of my opponent's turn to use the relic. If our opponent has, for example, play Scavenging Ooze, then I'll want to, in response, target myself, hit the Harbinger of the Tides so that they can't eat it and gain life and make it bigger. Gotta be careful with this relic. But at the same time, you also have to be careful you don't pass the turn and get nothing out of it. Oh my god, we're gonna be up against like 20 Bloodbraid Elves. This is how I feel with this hand. And their hand is stacked, they're not cracking their...
Long graveyard.
Oh, that's okay, whatever.
Huh.
Could still eat the creatures. Ooh, that's a good one. That is a good one. Oh, we can't do anything else with their mana. We're going to play Master of the Pearl Trident. It's actually relevant that we pick this one over the Lord of Atlantis, because after they kill this, we're not as vulnerable to Maelstrom Pulse. It's as simple as that. No land. I have a feeling you can't do anything. Wow, you can't do anything with 3 mana? You're crazy. Tarmogoyf. What is going on here? You're not cracking your fetch lands. Oh, you have Fatal Pushes in your hand. A lot of Fatal Pushes. So many Fatal Pushes you don't even crack the land there. Incredible. I cracked the code. I figured it out. I'm a big boy now. Okay, we'll just pass. One of these guys is going to get eaten by a Fatal Push. But, like, I'm not even close to 4 mana for Master Waves. Or maybe just flooding out now for some reason. Or also maybe you don't want to fill the graveyard for my relic or something. I don't know. I'm going to assume my opponent has a good reason. My opponent has not played like a pony or a bum or anything like that. I think my opponent is very competent.
It's only round 2.
Still, it's a competitive league.
Yeah.
I don't see my opponent playing like a bozo. They're playing good. They're playing good. Tarmogoyf, I'm glad you're back. I have Tarmogoyfs that I need to sell. Badly. No one wanted them. The buy list were like, nope, send your Tarmogoyfs back. We're not interested. Bloodbraid Elf will make Tarmogoyf great again. Bring the price won't go back to 200. Well, we need to bring Tarmogoyf back to $200. Dang. Those glory days.
Well, get your friend Ray to keep ripping them up. That'll increase the value.
Over enough of them, sure. See, that's why we played how we did. Maelstrom Pulse eats this guy. Tarmogoyf is big. Gonna get frisky, Tarmogoyf? Oh, you know it's gonna be awful when I land that Maelstrom, that Harbinger of the Tides. We really need 1 land. If we hit 1 land, we're going to put a lot of pressure on our opponent. This Wire Trap Weaver is serious business, people. Serious business. We're going to target ourselves? Or if we target our opponent, it'll get rid of a sorcery. If they get rid of the land, it'll put pressure on them to fetch. But maybe they want to do that anyway. Okay, I'm going to just target myself, I guess. This is one way of keeping the Tarmogoyf smaller. More lords. Do you see my hand? You did not see my hand. And the problem is, if I keep playing this guy, there's actually more incentive to keep killing this guy. One thing I could do is attack with the Master of the Pearl Trident, because if my opponent blocks, then I could just crack this after damage. I don't think we're in that position that we need to do that. Just keep adding to the board and passing. So what's in your hand? Really clunky removal spells? Maybe Kolaghan's Command now. And Kolaghan's Command is just not good enough right now, because our opponent's choked on. They can't play... I guess their hand is clunky, is what it is. It's just a really clunky hand. Maybe Liliana, the Last Hope, which is not looking very good on this board. Why? Why do you have this in your deck? This is a burn card. Just target you. Maybe you'll misclick and hit your Maelstrom Pulse. This is a very interesting card to bring in against me. Does hit Spreading Seas. Does hit this thing too. Alright, fetch. Oh, that Tarmogoyf's big now. Oh, the confidence is rising. Elks are getting smaller.
That wasn't the only relic you had, though.
No, but... Oh, a second Tarmogoyf. So this could end really poorly if they attack with one. Oh, they're really conservative. Joking on myself here. I guess the play is play Kira. And pass. And then we start playing Water Trap Weavers. Or maybe we just start, if I have get 2 lands, oh my god. Play 2 Master of the Pearl Tridents at the same time. At the very least, Kira can hit in the air. One Spreading Seas hitting that Black Cleave Cliffs looks pretty delicious too.
Or another relic.
Uh-oh, lands. That's not good news. Because our opponent's hand is clunky, and I'm certain now that they can unload it by some means. So they play probably Terminate on Kira followed by Kolaghan's Command on it.
That would be rough.
Yeah, it would. Here's Collective Brutality. But you know what? It's not going to be too bad. Our opponent's hand is going to be pretty empty. Oh, there's Maelstrom Pulse. That's a win. It's definitely a win. Although we're going to hit for 10. That's not good. So we could trade 2 Lords for 1 Tarmogoyf. Or we take 10, go to 7. Water Trap Weaver, attack for 6. Okay, let's just take the damage. To hell with it. Let's race. I'm in a racing mood today. Not bad, but not necessary. Okay, Water Trap Weaver, people. Dismember can't get the job done here. It's going to be this. I'm going to love it if our opponent takes a turn off to keep the Tarmogoyf back. And then we're going to play another Water Trap Weaver. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. So we could just die right here. Yeah, we're dead. Damn, I guess I should have double blocked the Tarmogoyf. Bloodbraid Elf, welcome back. Welcome back to Magic. We die now. Damn, they took my relic away with this bloody destructive revelry. And that's the manabase.com Get Dunked On instant replay.
You almost won.
If we could curve out, we would win very comfortably. I needed this Water Trap Weaver a long time ago. Well, I don't know. I mean, this is a game. This was a game of Magic. We were hampered by the aggro version of Tropical Merfolk for game 1, but whatever. whatever. It happens. So we're gonna thank. Oh no, yeah. So what are we gonna learn? Welcome back, Bloodbraid Elf. Bloodbraid Elf, pretty good.
How long was it banned?
Huh?
How long was it banned?
Ooh, like 4 years or something like that. Welcome back. Bloodbraid Elf. Just Bloodbraid. Whoops. Bloodbraid, pretty good. You know, Bloodbraid, you could have hit a Scavenging Ooze or another Tarmogoyf. You didn't have to hit damn Terminate. What else could you have hit? Kolaghan's Command. Actually, Kolaghan's Command would have killed me, dealing 2 damage to me, and then just attack with... Oh no, I could still block one of the Tarmogoyf, so... Kolaghan's Command... Fatal Push wouldn't even done it, although it probably would have done me in anyway, by killing one of my lords. Terminate was actually a pretty good hit with the Bloodbraid Elf. There were a lot of blanks in the deck. Look at these Maelstrom Pulses. Maelstrom Pulse number 1, Maelstrom Pulse number 2. I guess that's their answer to Jace. That's fair. That's fair. Maybe Maelstrom Pulse is going to make a comeback. So we're going to thank all my patrons supporting me on Patreon. We're also going to thank themanabase.com for being our sponsor. This has been Nikachu and his brother playing Tropical Merfolk in Modern.